Alright, welcome back to the Vingolf second review. This is the second half. We're going to be covering the wind, darkness, multicolor, and the stones in this part. So, starting off, we have Counted DR10, Tagnen.
Wow.
I butchered that so hard.
Yeah.
Super
Yeah,
hard.
yeah, go,
I
speak.
Count D'Artagnan.
Yeah,
Gonna
Come
listen,
on,
man.
Gerds.
Listen, I just came from finite element
starting it off.
analysis.
All right, fair enough.
Just
All
that
I hear
name
is
will imply
excuses.
to you how. Yeah, I
All
don't
I
think
hear
this
is
car is good.
excuses.
I don't think this car is good. Does anyone else say?
Uh,
I mean, it's okay.
no, yeah.
It's not great.
Uh,
It's alright. I mean,
nah, I wouldn't play it.
it's cute with Demon Flame and Demon Flame-esque
Definitely.
effects.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
but
about it.
that's about it.
All right.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Yeah, I'm not about it in my life. Next up is Frigg. This one, A, it looks fantastic, and B is actually a pretty good card.
Card is friggin' sweet.
Yeah, it's not game breaking or anything. It's just solid. Getting stuff back is really
It's a
good.
little
Yeah,
expensive,
I just
in my
went there.
opinion, but it looks sweet, and you know what? The effect's not terrible. If there ever is an EDH kind of format for this is going to be a
Yeah, I
great
think
EDH
the
card,
potential
or
3-for-1
whatever.
that it can bring is nice to look at. But yeah, it's not going to be
Yeah.
a good most of the time. 5 mana for 8/8 is not good, and having one target for it is really not justifying it either.
Well, we
Yeah.
also are in this sort of ramp meta right now, so you can reasonably get this on like turn 3 or 4. Um, and
Yeah, but how many targets are you gonna have on turn three or
that's true.
four?
I mean, if you're running a ramp deck, you're not gonna have. Well, I mean, it's a. I'd say it's like a cute like one of in a Lumia deck. I mean, it reads get back 2 hooks because you get an actual hook
Uh,
and a moonbeam,
yeah, I guess technically, yeah.
so it's not terrible. I mean, it's not like I said, not the best thing, but it's a one of I
I
can
mean,
imagine.
I guess we're technically speaking in the future here, but Zach Tufford had a great little showing of it in the tournament, the GP, to get back like Amateradu's foresight. Recycle that bad boy.
You should have gone for the Alceris infinite loop cheese instead.
Ah, but he had to play like basic stones.
You
Uh,
just play 20 basic fire. I know what I said.
I guess.
Alright, anything else
All
to
right.
say, Andrew?
Nope.
Okay, dragon. This guy, he is okay. I mean, so if you're playing a deck with a lot of dorks that don't already tap for mana, cough cough Tama, it's pretty good. Makes your Tamas into Melfies. But his backside isn't as good, I guess. And like, oh, he doesn't even do none of these have flying? Are you kidding me?
No, this is the only one without flying.
Okay. I
Because he's Earth, he's the wind, and he also he yeah, green is not necessarily like flyers central, so yeah,
okay. Yeah,
just not.
that is the only one. Okay, I was about to get really mad for a second at Foco. But yeah, that actually makes this one even worse. So I don't like it. I'm not a fan.
Yeah, I don't like it. He combos well with Feetsing, the ruler, because like he can make the elf tokens that she produces like mana dorks, but you can't run 2 rulers, so
Yeah,
that makes him
Not yet.
completely null and void.
not yet.
Not yet. Please
Well,
no.
I don't know if
Please
we
no.
ever. I don't know how they would plan to that, but whatever. I think this guy is kind of cool. He's got like some interesting little interactions. It's just
He's interesting, but I don't know. I don't think he's as strong as some of the other
Yeah,
ones.
he's
yeah.
interesting. Yeah.
He has the ability to turn like a 1-drop just into a dork, like an Alice Little Scout, is now like not only an Alice Little Scout but like also a Sacred Elf. It's kind of neat, but like after trying him, because this is probably the one I tried the most, it's just awkward because like most often you want your mana on your opponent's turn, and you just don't get it because it's only until the end of turn that the Resonator will gain the ability. So it sometimes just feels awkward, but it is nice for like a ramp deck.
You do have it forever on the backside,
Yeah.
but that still doesn't help. I
Yeah, but waiting until you can J him with a 5 will cost, it's too late.
Yep. Yep. Okay. Heavenly Guest reprint. Nice, because we finally get a full art. I cannot words today. Helsing is not great. Trying to think what.
Yeah, I don't see
There's the
I don't
stealth
see much to it.
resonators. They're
Yeah.
well, Abdul, but this doesn't trigger with Abdul.
The Shade, the one that was just printed, the double black deal 6 gain 6, that was the Val deck was running.
Oh, we haven't gotten there yet. That's why I wasn't thinking about it.
Okay, whoa, skipping ahead, sorry.
Wait,
I think she'd be better if she had quick cast. If she had quick
Yes.
cast, she'd actually be pretty good, but since she doesn't, I don't think she's that great.
I agree. I don't think she's great in the first place, but she would definitely be better with quick cast. Moving on. This little red I think is pretty good. It's a very it screams build around me, but you could also not. You obviously want to have some basics so you can get the full effect of the swiftness, but just if you're running a deck that is mostly or all wind stones, even if they're non-basic, this card is still just a bomb. A 1 mana, 4/4 on 1, 5/5 on 2, so on and so forth. Especially if you add swiftness to it, I think it's not bad. Like I could see a green-based, green-red blazer deck, since you can play all of the aggressive elements there and still have the basics to give her swiftness. Because then you have what? You have Little Red, which will have swiftness. You'll have Lance, which will have swiftness. You'll have Persia, which will have swiftness. You'll have all the burn spells. Like you have, you have Athena. You have all the potential. So I think she's pretty
Yeah,
good.
I think she's pretty good. She scales decently. It's not some sort of crazy scaling, but you know what? I think it's fine. I really like her. I agree. I think she's going to pay off in any sort of deck that plays wind stones. They don't have to be basic. You can even play a deck with like 8 dual stones that are wind and then like 2 basic ones just to get the swiftness, whenever you want. So I like her. I think she's pretty solid. And the art is adorable. And that bear in the background. Just take a look at him for a minute.
Yeah, I like the card too. I think we're all in agreement. But I think it's nice. It's cool having like the ability to just play 1 mana resonators and have them be effective while just holding up all my will. So that's pretty cool. I could see like this eking its way into a Lumia build at some point, or whoever becomes the next green based tyrant of the meta.
Or feasting.
Uh,
It actually scales well in feasting.
but you're not playing Wind Magic Stones in Feasting though.
Yeah, you
You
usually.
don't
I
play
mean,
wind magic stones in feasting?
you play some,
No,
but
you
you
play
play
4 Rulers of
rulers.
Memoria, you play Heat Rays, you play Heart's Cores,
I wouldn't want to
and you
run
might
this.
play a
Man, I'm
Blasting Waves.
I wouldn't want
I
to
am
play this
so
in
behind on the
anything
feasting
with
tech.
rulers.
I did not. I mean, I'm so behind on how the feasting builds are. All right,
Yeah.
never mind.
All right, off the team.
Wow. Wow.
Alright. We're all in agreement, so
Yeah,
let's stop
moving on.
stop sucking the
Uh,
proverbial you know what I'm talking about.
Oberyn. I mean, if you tried to play fairies, I guess. That's about all I have to say. It's cool if you're
What
doing
what do you
that.
mean fairies? Whoa.
Sorry.
That's
Read
not
that
fairy
resonator
fairy.
type,
Sorry,
sir.
sorry. Elf.
That's an elf.
It sounded right
There
in
you
my
go.
head. Didn't come out right from my mouth.
I mean,
But
there is a
basically-
fairy Oberon, but this isn't it.
Yeah, he's still like a fairy in the art. He has the wings. I don't know. Whatever.
I don't know what they're doing there.
He's
Yeah,
a
I don't know.
hybrid.
but
Uh,
I don't think he's good. Yeah.
nah. I mean,
I
putting a bunch of bodies in play is cool and could be useful if you need to clog the board up, but I'm not sure when you would really want to clog the board up like that.
I think this guy is a local's house. Like I would love to play just like mono green, like 4 Oberon, 4 Sprint of the Beast Ladies, and just go one shot you with like Oberon into Sprint with a Alexandria on Elf. That would just feel so good.
Then you're not
But
mono
yeah, I
green.
don't know if he's.
I don't think he
I
has
can
any
play
competitive
Blazer.
potential. That's true. Um, yeah, I don't think he has any competitive
Nice.
potential.
Not
He
competitively viable though. I will agree with that.
the only way I could see something that produces tokens being a number of tokens like on enter being mildly okay is if it's like I'm gonna compare it to a magic card, and it doesn't matter because this isn't magic. So I'm just gonna move on. And I also can't remember that card's name. Um,
What is the?
it's the one that's five colorless white, green that produces. I think it's like a 2/2, a 3/3, and a
Tristani's
4/4.
Summoner, the army
Yeah,
in a
yeah,
can.
the army in the can.
Yeah.
That'd be cool with Lumia existing, but that's not that. So let's move on.
Yeah.
Um, I actually don't like this Persia. Uh, so it takes too long to scale up. Um, I guess is my problem. It's really it's a okay to good on turn one, and then feels terrible every other turn, and just gets progressively worse as the game goes on. So I really don't want to play a card like that in my deck, honestly.
Yeah, I agree. It doesn't like it takes so long to build up and it's too easy to interrupt. Like, let's say it's on the turn for like 4 turns, and then, they do something to like blink it or bounce it or something, and all that hard work is gone. And especially when you have Little Red, who is so similar and so much better than her. It's kind of a bummer, but, yeah, I agree. I don't really like her too much.
Uh, yeah. She's got the same like faults that Puss in Boost did, like when he was coming out. Granted, he did come out at the exact same time as Mikage, but it's the same answer to Prisia, and it's just too much of an investment, I think, to try to just play around her. Um, just too easy to kill. Yeah, it's just not great.
Wait, does this not actually? Never mind. Never mind. I was gonna say, does this not actually work with the Ascended Prisia? But I forgot that they get the name. Uh,
Yeah, they
reprint.
get the name.
Yeah, reprint. Nope, reprint. Uh, as much as it pains me to say this card is terrible. Scheherazade is
I,
terrible, awful.
Yeah, it is sadly not good at all.
yeah, I don't even want to say anything. Like it's 4 green, which is already hard enough to cast, but the ability is just blah.
Yeah, if it was literally just 1001 stories where you could remove something, it'd be great. I'd be all about it. But no, it's the worst half of 1001 stories. So or story 1001 nights. Sylph, Brendy, go. I know you have things to say about this, so I'm gonna not
So
speak.
much shenanigans. Alright, beyond just like recovering him and attacking with stuff, there's like a whole bunch of shenanigans you can do with the green ruler, or conversely, you can do with Feith Singh's Monocle. Just any way to allow him to tap for will. Pair that with something like Grubalesta, which puts many stones into play at once, and you're going to start going off. I think last week, Sean and I were testing this deck, and we got in for about like 48 or 52 in one turn on turn 3, by just going turn 1 Tama, turn 2 Sylph, turn 3 just go. It was like attack with Sylph, play Groob, float some will, untap the Sylph, attack, play another Groob, float the will, untap the untap the Groob, attack with everything, play a Barrist that's like 18-18, and pass the turn. And that was just like it was not only like was there lethal on board, but I had something to block and something to tap down. But then he just plays an 18-18 Barrist. So this card just opens up so many avenues of weird, janky stuff that you can do. But at the same time, I feel like you could rein this into a really really good deck. That's my 8.5 cents because that was a long-winded one.
I mean, sure. I think like I don't know. It's interesting, to say the least. It
So my
makes Groob a pseudo ramp spell. I think like what you described is kind of too much variance to consistently do.
Well, yeah, it's to be able to go like yeah,
I
Sylph
I,
into
I
Groove is
think
not great.
I think it's actually really good in Faria, because you can, you know, pump it with your stone before, through inheritance before cover, pump it during your turn, attack, call stone, and get to attack with it again. Just like if you're just dropping like one thing on it, that's a lot of early game pressure and makes it that much easier to one shot them with a Faria later in the game. So I just like it a lot in that list.
So I think any card that has the ability to recover, any resonator that has the ability to recover itself is inherently very powerful in this game with just the way that attacking works. And I think this guy actually combos really well with the new Prisia ruler, since every time she attacks, you can take one of your stones, tuck it, and put the top one on. And if you're playing a primarily wind stone deck, there's a high chance of just recovering it just from attacking with Prisia. So I think that's really cool.
Yeah. Oh yeah, one more thing. If you have this guy in the green dragon deck and you give him the ability to tap for will, Magic Stone Analysis is now a free card. So that's sweet. That's just a little interaction that was really fun.
That's pretty neat.
I
All right,
forget what
I think we
analysis
can
is.
we can move on.
Not
There's a
special
lot
stone put
said.
into a field. Okay. I was just looking up analysis. Reprint. Uh, eh, meh. It's not
Card is
terrible.
neat.
Yeah, it's not
It's
terrible.
not awful. It's actually it scales decently. Being a +2/+2 is actually a pretty big buff to give it. A lot of them, like the Flip Prisia, only gave +1/+1, and that had a decent amount of like threat that you could get. Though granted, Prisia did a lot more other useful things. But I think the fact that it's +2/+2 potentially can give this some explosive things. But I wouldn't put it as a crazy powerful. I just
I'd
think
rather
it's
be like playing the
not
flip
bad.
Persia, personally.
Exactly,
So
because it provides more value than just pumping.
Yeah.
I would go so far as to actually say this is better than the little red that was printed in the set.
Uh,
Reason being, like you can respond to removal for it. It's like all right, so in the early game, it's not great, but once you get to the point of the game, like if you're playing a control matchup or if you're playing a matchup where you're kind of trying to hold up a couple resonators to block and whatnot, you can float a bunch of will to make it big, then untap and still have a big resonator for the turn to be able to get in there with. So I think it's like it could be a decent top end to some mid range decks. Could be a decent control mirror card, but it's got weird applications.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
the
just
only
don't
the
like it, cause
only
go for it.
I I see where you're coming from, and I totally get that, and I would agree to your. The only thing is that you do have to expend your will, but like that's not that huge of a deal. So like I wouldn't disagree with you that it has some great late game potential. I would agree with you that it does, and in that case, it does actually scale bigger than Little Red does. But Little Red doesn't put any stress
Yeah.
on your will. Like it doesn't put any stress to tap your stones. That's the only thing that I like a little bit more about Little Red is just because you can use your will for anything else. But I still do agree that the pump is fantastic late game.
Yeah, I just I don't like it because I don't think you ever really get to that point in this game. Like, just very
Yeah,
rarely.
probably with the way that the meta is right now.
Yeah. Like, I see what you're saying with Full Red, but I'd rather have them spend some amount of resources that's at least a one for one to get rid of my one will threat card without me having to pump anything else into it.
Yeah.
Yo, this reprint, awesome.
This reprint looks real great.
This guy though, very interesting.
Get a
We
comeback in the right way.
what?
I said make it a comeback in the right
Oh
way.
yeah. Torpor orb, torpor orb.
Okay, you can't just say
non
torpor orb. This is Force
non-symmetric,
of Will we're playing.
non-symmetric torpor orb.
Yes.
Even better.
Yes. Also, maybe not everyone knows what Torpor Orb is.
Yeah, you should.
It's this.
Not all of our.
It's this on
Well,
a essentially
this is actually
regalia,
even
and
this is
hurts
actually even
everyone.
worse than torpor orb because it says resonators don't cause their own abilities to trigger. So it's not completely torpor orb.
Sure.
But it's
Yeah.
close.
Yeah.
It is
But
very close. It's still very
good.
good. It's very
Yeah,
good
absolutely.
though. With so many decks right now in the meta, like abusing enter effects, this is a fantastic way to enter those or answer those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This really I feel like this just pushes control back into the little trifecta of the meta that we had going, because like we were in pretty much there was like a four at the top, right? It was Fox, Feetsing, Valentina, Lumia, and then they all had various matchups against each other. And I feel like this, and then like Control was on a tier down, and I feel like this pushes Control back up because it makes it have a much better matchup against some of the against the some of the faster ones, Fox and the Lumia. But
Yeah.
And I know for Control, at least when I was playing when we were testing Dark Alice, she struggled a bit against the Lumia Hook deck. And this card hoses the Lumia Hook deck in their current build. They have to completely restructure themselves to be able to deal with something like this.
Well, I mean, Lumia Hook decks now are playing Priscia, so you have Priscia to deal with it. But
you don't.
it definitely you play Priscia in response to the trigger, you pay 2. Oh yeah, right.
No, you don't.
Fudge. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, no,
You're-
you don't
so-
have
Bear
Priscia.
magic. Bear
Yeah, you
magic.
have to,
That's how
add
they were
bear
playing around
magic.
it.
Yeah, you have to add bear magic.
But I don't think Lumia was playing Bear Magic before.
They were in this
No.
tournament and they were in the last. Yeah, Ryan had 2 in his last list.
Yeah, I mean it,
Okay.
it
Maybe I
changes
just didn't run into
things.
it.
It changes things.
Either way, it changes the game plan.
Absolutely.
Like, it changes things.
It gives Control a better matchup. Moving on.
Absolutely. I agree wholeheartedly.
This is just a
Yeah,
Different-
the black bird card is a better version of this, and that card sucks.
yeah.
Yeah.
Heavenbound Pheasant, I think it is.
I think so.
I mean, it'd be cool in Wander if there's some sort of incarnation deck. That's about it.
Yeah. And
Well, this
even
one's
then, I'd
enter
rather play the
too.
Pheasant.
Yeah, but I
not
mean, still,
die.
it's the body isn't big, so like you get the enter trigger, it doesn't matter.
I'd rather the Pheasant just because it flies, and you might be able to sneak in a little bit of damage.
This card's cool. I like that we're getting this reprint, because this sort of just gets outshone by Space-Time right now. But when Space-Time leaves, we'll still have a similar effect in this. And this card in itself isn't bad, so I like that we're getting this reprint. All I have to say about that one.
Yep. This
I like
one,
the art. I personally like very gothic art, so that's
yeah. The art is really nice too, and being able to get full art. I actually have 4 foils too, because I really like the art, and I played in a few things at locals. This is by far the worst wizard. I don't want to know myself. Terrible.
Yeah,
What?
there's no.
This would
I don't
this would have
like
been
it.
the shiz back when I was playing Yamata.
Yeah, but now you have literal
Sure.
Entomb. So why would you care?
Yeah.
No, it's not good.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Literally joking.
So I like this card just for the memeage. There will now always be the potential of that rogue Dracula deck in the top. It turns a ruler into Dracula. I mean, but like seriously, for what you're paying for, this isn't actually a terrible card.
No, I was
No,
actually pretty
it's
excited for this. I
Yeah,
think this is really good in a control deck.
yeah, giving your ruler base imperishable on a more than decent body for what you're paying
yeah, it's a
with
thousand
invasion.
flyer for
Like,
4.
yeah, this is
Mm-hmm.
fine.
Yeah, this card's fine. I wouldn't be upset playing that.
Yeah, no, I would dare say it's good, but bear magic exists, so
Unfortunately,
close,
it's still strong though.
so close. Yeah, it's still very strong. Well, this is another
Strong
awesome
enough.
reprint, with awesome art. Okay, this card. Does this actually now I'm reading this again? Does this kill rulers too?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, this card's really good. I like this card. It's expensive, but what it does is just insane.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
I'm
sweet.
definitely
I like it.
I'm in thorough agreement. This guy is really nuts.
Yeah,
I
like
see. I'm like every time we get a board wipe printed, it seems like no one wants to play the board wipe. No one wants to play that slow matchup or try to make it work. But I think this could work.
I
Like as like
think
a
I
one
think
of
this is
for like a
because
finisher.
just imagine this in like Lumia. Like, sure, you can only ever have one thing, ever.
But your opponent can never have. Well, your opponent can have one thing
That's what I'm
ever as
saying.
well.
They can only ever have one thing. That's what this card
Yeah,
says. You
which
get
is pretty.
one.
Yeah.
Everybody gets one. All right. But yeah, I think this card has potential. I'm totally gonna toy around with it. I think it's good. See what it can do. Certainly.
Oh yeah.
I mean, just like Brittany said, like people don't like playing the board wipes, but like, what if your board wipe is also a finisher? And that's what this card is.
Yeah.
Like, this is a fine one or two of in a control list. You get to that 6 will, you can just ruin your opponent's day. Even if like, what if you get to 7 will and you have just some other resonator? You play this, they keep a resonator. Okay, soul hunt. Now you have nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. I think it has potential. Um, all right, the last of the dragons. Yeah, this is the last one.
Yep. Last one.
And the worst one. I think. I don't know if I said any others. Oh, no. No, I think the fire one has more potential than this. Yeah, this one's just not
Yeah,
great.
the fire one can actually wipe your opponent's board. This one's really not. I like the fire one. It does something similar on its ruler side, but I think a little better. And the fire one also has more impact on the J side. So
The
I just in general think it's the weakest one.
Yeah,
I th-
the fire.
I
They're very comparable abilities, but the fire ones is a little bit easier to combo with because of Demon Flame.
Well, I think we should keep an eye on this because this has just as much ability to combo as well because separation of body and soul is a card, and it becomes a
That's
one mana
very true.
removal card
True.
with this
That
guy.
is very true. Very true.
Okay, that's fair. I forgot about that. Yeah. Okay.
So
I
could
did too.
see this
That's fair.
being a blue-black shell
Okay.
of sorts, but
Now I want to try
at the
it.
same time, it's like you just don't get enough. Like Val 3 gives you 2 trigger abilities.
Yeah, I was
on
gonna
her
say,
front
but like,
side.
why wouldn't I just play Val 3?
Yeah, it's pretty much the same principle. It's just that you don't have to play that first spell to go off. It's just call a stone. If you get the blue black stone, it's like okay, I'll separation that thing for 1.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's a decent body on the back, and the the ability is not great right now. I could see it, maybe somewhere down the road, but we're in this very ramp and dork heavy meta. So like, oh no, you made me banish my rook egg and my elf token. No, I just did this. If we were in like a control meta, this would be great. Get rid of your win cons, but no, we're not. So, not a fan.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, I think this card's bad. Loki. And this is not good.
Really, not great. Um, Workable. You can have a little fun with him. I just don't know if there's that many tools to like effectively put stuff in your graveyard and then also like not just lose them because you put them in your graveyard.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
so it's hard to play this kind of card.
Yep.
I would agree.
Especially with the 40 card deck.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my god, yeah. I wasn't even thinking about that in terms of like a ratio because
Yeah.
that's just ridiculous. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tenth of, or fourth of your deck math. Um. So. I don't think this card just
Buns.
I mean, it's the worst part of the Rezard Death Scythe ability on the Resonator. I will never see this doing a lot.
No,
I just
would
people
agree.
you won't block it like
Yeah, you just go, okay, take 8. Like,
or I'll block it
ooh.
with a bigger thing. Like
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
just
it's not good. Moving on. Oh, I double clicked. Okay. So this card. Oh, this banishes a Resonator too. Never mind. I don't think this card's good anymore. Nope. I was thinking it
It
was
has
okay.
potential.
It has potential.
So it has potential, but the problem with its potential is it takes too much to set up, and it's too easily interactable with. That I
Yeah.
think that's what the killing part of it is.
Mm-hmm. I
yeah.
would
In a
concur.
game where summoning sickness is not it's only works for half a turn, they decided to put it on this like the full summoning sickness on this guy, and I think that's the worst decision.
Yeah. I concur. Moving on. Is this the shade you were talking about?
This is the shade I was talking about.
Yeah.
Card is sweet.
Yeah. This card's pretty good. So being able to have it act as a removal spell on a creature is good. Particularly, actually, how? Let me read how Vow is worded because I don't remember.
What?
Chant. Okay. Because so one of the reasons that we're in case you haven't figured out, we're recording this after Atlanta. One of the reasons why Vow was so good was because a lot of people are running that the one Wukong guy that's the 8/7 for 3 that makes chance costs 1 more, and Val one shots
Shovage.
it. Yeah, Val one shots it with a um, anomaly. That's what I was looking for. So, I mean, it's good. It's life gain. It's recurable. It's
Well, the life game part is actually one thing I wanted to mention because when I looked at this card, I kind of glossed over that, and I was like, 600 life, it's not that great. But after seeing it in practice, it's actually super relevant because the blue black decks they just need like a little extra like oomph to get them past those hard turns, and then once they can accelerate into like the chaining space times together or chaining multiple space times in a turn, like that's when they've really hit their stride. And I think this card just puts you like one extra turn on that clock or takes a turn off the clock until you hit that stride.
yeah. Being a long-time control player, I think one of the things people don't really realize about control is a resource game. It's all about balancing your resources, and that's not just cards in hand versus it's like cards in hand, your stuff on the field, it's your life total. There's so many things, and life total is a pretty big one because if you
Especially
don't
when you're
have
getting beat
yeah
down by multiple 12/12s in a
yeah
turn.
yeah if you don't have life, you don't win. You can't win. You're dead. That's so. I mean, in um where like in a situation where those cards don't really have things and access to that life gain, this is a really good addition to that. So Yeah, I like it. Me gusta.
Andrew, are you still there?
I sure am. This card, I was letting you guys say your thing first. This card is good. I dig it a lot. I agree that this helps Control get past those pivotal first couple turns until it can stabilize itself. And it recurs itself, so you just get a constant source of, you don't have to expend any extra resources other than, pay some will to keep bringing this guy back to help yourself not die and to kill some things. So I really like it. I think it's good.
Yeah, my only issue with the recurrence is that's a resonance, so you can only recur it so long. Um, but still, it's a nice thing to have access to.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of creative too, because he was playing this Charlotte that is based on your hand size as his top end, and this kind of like feeds into that because in the late game when you're not really focused on his holding up as much will, you have a big old Charlotte there to block. It's just nice to draw 2 cards per turn and keep Charlotte big.
Yeah,
Yep.
reprint. This card doesn't really see
That's a
play.
cool one though.
It's a nice.
I think
it's
that
a
looks
nice
really
art.
good.
Yeah, it looks great.
Yep. And I love targeted discard like this. This is probably my favorite form of interaction. For anyone that's read any of my things or heard me talk about things, I personally love discard. I like to be a little more proactive when I do control type things. So I'm glad this card is getting full art.
Andrew, you know what I would love in this game?
Thoughtseize?
No, probably the next thing you're gonna think.
Inquisition of Kozilek?
Nope, Vendilion Click. I love a Vendilion
Okay,
Click.
yeah. Click would be pretty
Yeah.
sweet.
One of these
Yeah,
days, hopefully.
that would be
Ooh,
sweet.
nice
That'd be
full
very
art
sweet.
reprint to get. I don't know if it's better than my already 4 copies foil though, but yeah, another
It's pretty
nice
cool
reprint.
though. Yeah.
Oh, here, Brendy, go. It's Aliceris. Go.
This one's bad though.
What?
No, this one's actually neat.
This one?
Like it, I think.
Wait. This one? No, I'm kidding.
Shut the front door, man.
I'm kidding. But go.
He's cool. He's neat. I like the fact that it's just like if you're missing on curve and you just want to like burn them in the face, it's like okay, well, turn 3 pass end step. I'll play this Aliceris, exile my lightning strike, and then lightning strike you, or like bounce it to hand and lightning strike you.
Oh yeah,
no,
he has
you need
quick
to
cast.
die?
Yeah, he's not
Oh, that's
bad.
so. Oh wait, you can play a chant from your removed area, not the one you removed. Ooh.
Ooh, Lumia combo.
Okay, I could
Yeah,
see
he's
I could see him
actually
in
cool.
Soul. I could see him in Soul actually, because you just sack him and then you have another like invitation to finish it off or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, or
So
Yeah,
there's
he's cool.
there's that.
yeah. I mean, he has some cool stuff. We got Blazer, which is just this card's cool. I mean, it's not.
I I don't think this will be relevant until Black Moon beams
Yeah,
out.
that's what I was gonna say.
There's just literally no reason to play it.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. There's. It's cool to have. It's not relevant at all right now. But it will be when BMB and the actual Blazer rotate. Yeah. I like this card, this Gene. I want to make it work.
Jean.
It's Jean.
It's
Jeanne.
French. She's French, man.
Jeanne.
Respect the French lady.
She's okay.
Yeah, this card's
she's okay.
this card's cool. It's got some fine value. She gives you a little upside when she comes in and when she dies. Nothing overly glamorous or exciting or powerful. It's just, some decent value.
Yeah, but one of the small gripes I have about this game is that we never get the just like mid-range metas where like cards like this would be awesome. We always just get the very not combo but very fast-paced games or metas where it's like cards like this are just
Combo-ish.
too
Like
slow.
they're combo-ish.
Very synergistic.
Yes, very
That's
synergistic.
Yeah.
the words I was looking
I
for.
see. That's kind of like, but I think that's a difference in just game design in a sense because Magic always seemed to not so much like build their own interactions. They kind of like they left cards more open ended. So you had that mid range where like things didn't work out perfectly, but
Yeah.
they worked out well enough that you could grind. But yeah, I think it's just I think this game is not designed in a way that this card is really good. Although if I was in Magic, this card would be like bonkers.
Yeah,
Like I
that's
would
what I'm
love to play
saying.
something
Like
like
that's what
this.
I'm saying. Like the Magic player in me is like, oh, I would love to play this card, and the Force player in me is gonna be like, it's not good in here. But maybe someday we'll get a mid range meta. That'd be awesome. I'm so
Yeah, one can hope.
so what so what do you guys think about this card? Because I'm curious. Because I don't think it's bad as like a 1 or 2. Why is it a clown? Oh,
That was the first thing. I was
random
like, what the heck?
tangent. What?
Also, to
But
have those terrifying appendages and be a clown, that's just unsettling. I'm
I
gonna
don't think
give
it's
this a rating
terrible.
of unsettling.
I don't think it's terrible as like a 1 or 2 of in some lists. It gives you reach
I
that you wouldn't have otherwise.
Yeah, I could see it. It kind of fills that like that sort of pumpkin witchy role, but pumpkin witch was a beast in its own right.
Yeah,
This
Also
thing
the
is this
swiftness.
thing's not bad. I think this thing is not bad. I would actually like to try this out a little bit.
yeah. Yeah, I agree. I concur.
I think in my opinion, I think it's a little too expensive, but I don't think it's
Probably.
bad. I think
But
it's just a little on the expensive side to be really like usable, but like it's got some cool abilities on it.
Yeah. Well, initially, like what I'm thinking at least is like playing it in Feathsing and using just like this as like a okay, well, I have all these elf tokens out now. I need to get in there, so let's just give them flying first strike and yeah, go to
I think
town.
this is
There you
too
go.
slow for freezing. But
I'm not saying like turbo. I'm saying like a locals elf
oh,
ball
sure,
Feathsing.
sure. I was thinking of this more like an aggro as a top end that gives your lower end also reach. But yeah, Machina. It's cool for machines, although it's in the wrong colors.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah, I
So
don't know why they decided to make it those colors.
yeah, I actually nah, I don't like it. Moving on.
It's kind of cool, but meh.
Yeah. Okay. So I feel like the problem. So this card is interesting, but I feel like Odin. I feel like the problem with this is very akin to the problems with Gene that we mentioned earlier, where like it's just not synergistic enough. It's just too value, and it's just like the value isn't enough on its own. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think they just try. They're like a lot of games tend to pull like effects from one another, and we see that often in Force of Will or other games. But this is like very reminiscent of like Vorinclex, and even in Magic, I remember like Vorinclex comes down, he's just the big old lightning rod. Like no one wants to just like be tapped out for a turn, and no one wants you to just be like Mirari's Waking. That's also a Magic reference, but
But
it's yeah, it's like a
doesn't
very like big card.
but
I don't know.
doesn't Void and Clicks also make other your opponent's
Yeah, it
lands
makes your
not
opponents stay tapped down. Yeah, yeah, that too. But still, like the Mirari's Wake effect, the double your mana is like it's very risky to leave that on board for any longer than necessary.
Also, so this is part of my issue with this card is there's nothing more expensive than 6 that's really worth even ramping into. Like, yeah, you get double mana, which is cool, but like what do you need it for? Why would you care?
Well,
Like this
well,
game
man,
only has 10 to
you gotta
12,
you gotta
20.
you gotta pay 22 mana for a Steam Explosion to kill somebody. You know that, right?
Yeah, I suppose if you want to go that route. If you want to play 4 colors, I mean, be my guest. I'm not gonna stop
Zach
you.
Tufford did. That's how he. That's how his win
Yes, but he
con. That
didn't
was his
play
win con.
Odin's Steam Explosion.
He did.
did he really?
That was his
He
win
played
con in the
Odin's.
Turbo Fog deck.
Was it really? I wasn't
Really?
paying attention to it.
Yes.
I
Yeah, it
actually
was.
wasn't
That's
paying
funny.
attention to all what he was playing. That's all right. That's
That's
actually
great.
funny.
All right.
Still, I think this is way too slow.
Absolutely.
Hey, when you have 22, when you have 20 lands, you can get there sort of on your own anyway. Ah, man, this card, I want to like this card. It's just in the wrong colors. Ah,
What are
Yeah,
you
I think
talking about? It's
everybody
in the
has
wrong
said that.
colors.
I think this is the prettiest chick they've printed on a card, though. Yet.
It's
but
super pretty,
I like
but I
redheads. So
I'm
Incorrect.
interested. Why do you say it's in the wrong colors?
Incorrect.
you're not gonna argue with me
The
on the prettiest chick
Oh,
printed
yes,
on
I
the
am.
card.
Yes, I am.
No,
The
bull spit right now,
The
dude. You're not.
Halloween
Nope.
promo gene.
Vampire bat?
No, the Halloween promo gene.
I would
John.
have to see it. Hold on. Let me look it up.
But
While
go,
he's looking
Andrew,
that up,
while
Gerds,
we have this.
why do you guys think it's in the wrong colors?
Because
What about this is in the wrong
so
Because
colors?
it's aggro.
yeah, it's an aggro card, but it's not in the right colors. So were you? I don't remember if you were there at this point when we were recording that video, but
Oh, that's a pretty woman.
yeah, exactly. Me and Sean talked
I
about
don't know
this a
though.
bit.
I like redheads.
Me and Sean and Brendy, you were obviously there, talked about this a bit when we were recording the video that we did Friday. Um, the only I could see this being kind of useful in a um, blazer list, which is either red black or red white, and then just has the other colors a splash. But like other than that, I do really like it because like it's I really like that's a 5/7 because it makes it easier. It's gonna both block and attack into anything that's the same cost as it effectively, and you're still gonna get in for life gain or damage. It's just I just don't think the um, shell is there for it yet. Maybe with whatever the last lapis set is now, I don't even know what its name is. It was just the third one. The third
The
one.
Dragon Emperor or something?
Sure.
Something Dragon
That
Emperor?
This
one.
is the third one.
Maybe with that with
The one coming up is the third.
Yeah, maybe with that with the white black ruler we can see that shell, and it can be effective there. But I just think right now it doesn't have a place. I really like the card, and I'm gonna try to make it good at every point that I can. But I just don't think it's there right now.
All I have to say is Pandora with this card. Every time you attack a block, you roll 2 dice.
The other resonator.
The white one. Yeah, the double white one that when you force, you roll 2. That's double white, so you need to play white, and, black is a better color. So I don't see why it wouldn't be in the right colors to go the force route. Because if you're rolling 2 dice, that's a lot of life to lose just on attack.
Oh, you could do the force deck, but like I feel like that's like more like a soldier's build would be akin in Magic, or like a mono white humans build. Like it's
Oh man, I miss
I don't.
black, white, black.
It's just weird.
That deck was fun.
I still don't know. I would disagree on that it's in the wrong colors. I don't think it's quite good enough yet. Like, I don't think there's enough support to make this a legitimate card to play, but I think the effects are sweet, and there's the potential for the support there with, like, Pandora, and, well, actually, the other Pandora, so the two Pandoras play with each other very, very good. They're synergistic.
I like the blades she has. That looks awesome. The whatever she's got going on her back, that's awesome. But yeah, I already said my piece. All right, moving on. So this is the is it just me or does this just feel wrong? This card, Snow White.
This feels perfectly right. It's her ruler. It's the ruler.
No, but the Snow White ruler was just an aggro ruler. This effect was the Grimia.
Well, hold on. Yeah, but, oh no, you had to discard.
You had to discard.
Yeah, you had to discard an apple.
Apple. Okay.
I think this is fine. I don't.
Yeah, no, I
don't
think it's fine too.
this.
I think again, I think my problem with this is the same as the Pandora, as the Odin, as the whatever we first brought it up with. I don't even remember. It's a very the gene. It's a very, it screams mid range to me, and that just doesn't work in this game right now. But again, this is yet another card that I will be keeping my eyes on at all times.
Yeah, I'm gonna have my eyes on this too.
Yeah.
Okay. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah. I was already moving on to the Wise Men, who
Big Daddy V,
Sure.
because I'm not trying to pronounce that name.
Yeah, no, I was gonna do it, and then I looked at it, and I was like, yeah, nope.
Yeah, I looked at it. I was like, no thanks.
There's
I don't hate
there's
this card.
there's like 7 letters in a row without a noun or vowel.
A noun
Without a
in
Yeah,
one
I
letter.
can't. Or is that a U?
Yeah.
Is that a
Okay.
V or a U?
Yeah. Well, his name is
It's
actually
you.
Vafthrofnir. Vafthrofnir is the pronunciation, but it's just easier to say Big Daddy V.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm
um,
cool with that.
I'm not a fan, honestly. Um, I if it were cancel target spell, it would be better. I'd be more eager to play it. I just don't like that it's more narrow. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I have the same kind of like notions about it. It's not really that great. It's cool because it's like it's a body attached to a counterspell, but I mean we had like Mystic Snake was a thing in Magic, and counterspells were I would say they're probably more effective in Magic than in here because will like Magic or mana was a little bit more tight. But I don't know. I thought this card was gonna be bad, and then I played against Sean with it, and he had a complete deck kind of built around that theme of like the traditional like Magic blue white flash, but he's playing like blue green Charlotte Flash
Yeah,
with like Feet Sings and
that list
Vafs,
interests
which
me.
is interesting.
Yeah, yeah. I'd like. I feel like it could certainly have its place where it's good. I don't think it's generally good enough. But yeah, no. That list I had looked interesting, except for the fact that I was Charlotte. But you know,
Dude,
uh,
you're gonna be so wrong. Like I cannot wait until Charlotte's like the best Wanderer ruler, and you're like, oh wow, okay, well now I need to shut the fuck up.
nah.
Dang it! I was.
That's not real.
Can
I
you
don't
cut
even
that?
care.
Like I was
Nope.
trying so
Nope.
hard
Nope. That
all
stays.
episode to stop
It's fair.
myself.
It's
Okay.
fair. For context, I've been talking about how Charlotte was terrible since it was spoiled, um, because it is. But back to this card.
Whatever, man.
It's like the cake versus pie argument. You can't ever win against me.
Uh,
I'll never admit that I'm wrong. Do you have anything to say, Andrew?
Um, I don't think so. Nothing else hasn't already been said.
Okay. Yeah, no, don't worry, Brendy. This is PG.
what?
We get one.
You cut out.
We get
We
one.
get one.
We get
We get
one.
one. What?
We get one curse.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
Yggdrasil. What are your guys' opinions?
Eh.
Yeah, I don't think it's
Yeah,
great either.
I would say eh.
Okay, alright, I'm glad we're on the same boat. Alright, so now we're on the stones. So what? So these are obviously not great, right now, but I like.
They are the best two ofs in a two-color stone deck you can have. They round out the like a two-color
If
mana
all-
base really well.
Yeah, it's true.
But that's it.
But well, I do like the fact that they printed these because this shows, to me at least, that hopefully, Foco is gonna go for less. Hey, you have literally any colors you want all the time. Um,
Well, then it would just be like we're playing Hearthstone at instant speed.
so, sure. Pseudo, like let's be honest. Like us coming from Magic compared to here, the fixing on mana/wheel is
Oh
so
god,
much
it's
better
so
in this
forgiving.
game. Yeah, so
It's so
forgiving.
forgiving.
Um, but I'm really curious to see a meta in which we don't have that super forgiving fixing. Um, I hope that's what we see. I think that's part of the reason. We don't see that. I keep coming back to this mid range. this guy. I'm gonna have to write an article about this sometime.
Mid-range. God,
Yeah,
you have such a hard on for
the
the
mid-range
mid-range
talk.
right now.
Yeah.
I think we need to just build a mid-range deck, play it at a tournament regardless of how good it is, and just to get it out of your system. Just to get it out of your system, and
I
then we
would
can go
say
back to playing
I would
competitive
say
stuff.
sure, let's do it at Atlantic City, but I'm not going to that tournament. So
I guess you have to now.
no,
Guess you have to come and play.
no,
It's written. It's set in stone.
no. I have to go to other games. Um, yeah, that's just. That, I think I think one of the reasons why everything can be so fast and so efficient is because we have such efficient wheelbases. I'd be interested to see a meta in which we don't have that. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, they're all about the
Yeah,
same.
that'll be very interesting. I agree with that. Like if these were our dual stones of that meta, I think that would be cool.
Like this and the shock rocks are fine. You can run an 8 color, have a dual base, but you're not just free auto all the time. Um, and these basic stones are, of course, awesome.
They are amazing. I need like
Yeah,
an
Sylvia
infinite
looks
amount of those
fucking
darkness
beautiful.
stones. Those
Ah,
darkness stones.
I need
the darkness stones are nice.
I need
Dude,
water to
come on, you know,
actually
it's Dark Atlas, so I have to have them.
yeah, I need like water to actually be playable in basic stones so I can use those ones. But yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I will
I
find an
saw
excuse.
who was it? Stephen Wieglet was playing the mono white Lumia over the weekend. And he had all 20 like zero light stones.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, it was so
Oh,
pretty.
nice.
That
It was so
list,
nice.
I need to try that because like that just looks like
It
the
it's so
wonkiest thing
interesting.
to me. Like
It's so interesting.
yeah, let's not talk about that here. But
Okay,
so
yeah, no,
yeah,
that's for another
so,
time.
yeah. So that is all of our spoilers for this. We're gonna, I mean, we'll do something again for um. I can't even remember the name of the third set. The third set in Lapis. When I
Rise of the Dragon Empress or something. I don't
wait.
know.
Return of the
Is
Dragon
that it?
Emperor. I just looked it up on spoilers.
Gosh, close. I was close.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll do something similar for that. Hopefully I'll figure out how to make my webcam work so you can at least see my face and not just stare at my screen. Um, but yeah, that is all. I mean, like, that just make it infinitesimally more better. I need the more. Okay, I'm just gonna stop the recording.